it isn't, but it only isn't out of touch in the sense that there is a coalitional idea here that basically power structures must be torn down at all costs, and if that means allying with people who hate me, then I'll ally with people who hate me. And the fact that that's grown in fervor since October 7th really is, as I said to me, on a personal level, quite shocking. What do you make of the future of a West if the West continues to embrace that idea?
Well, I think we really need to stop this principle that the weaker, normally weaker party is always right. This is simply not true. If you are, in quotes, oppressed or the weaker party, it doesn't mean you're right. Because if some of those, weaker groups want to annihilate you, that does not make them good. We have to get rid of the rule that if you're weaker, you're automatically good. That's obviously makes no sense. It often makes sense, whereas like, okay, you don't want to beat up on someone smaller and weaker than you, but if that smaller group wants to kill you, they're bad. Okay. I'm a big believer in moral absolutism, not moral relativism. There's good and bad in the absolute, and you judge any group or individual against absolute moral standards, not whether they're the so-called oppressed or oppressor, just on absolute moral terms. Are they doing good things? Do they want to murder innocent people? That's bad.
What's going on, everyone? Stocks getting here today. We're going to be analyzing some of the, speech that Elon Musk had with a conversation with Ben Shapiro. And I know some people feel whatever about Ben Shapiro, but still, Ben Shapiro has made up some good points. I think it was an interesting conversation. I'm not going to go through the entire video. You saw from the intro, Elon Musk exposed this underdogma bias that many people on the left have, that if you are the weaker party or perceived the weaker party, everything you do is morally justified, right? And I'm in the same camp as Elon Musk. I believe in moral absolutes. I don't know where this idea of moral absolutism come from. I don't know if it's because of my Christian upbringing. I don't know what it is. But for one thing I heavily, I'm always going to be an opponent or opposition to is moral relativism. Like, based on the relative factors of a person, I have to judge their behavior differently. If I see a black man commit a crime, I'm going to say, oh, it's because of systematic oppression or systematic racism that he has to do that. So I'm not going to hold him to the same account as I would hold a white man robbing me, saying that, oh, he has all the privilege in the world, and because he has all this privilege in the world, we have to be more harsher towards the same action and crime that the other individual does. That makes no logical sense to me. So, where did you get this term, Kenny? I heard this term, I forgot where. Underdogma, the idea that the underdog is always more morally and more moral and right than opponents who are powerful, right? So, and this idea is like the axiom of left-wing thought, right? You're a white man, you have white privilege. Because why? Because it seems like, most powerful people come from your race, right? And just because people of a certain shade color are at the bottom, therefore we have to do everything in our power to make them happy, make it good, give them all kinds of privileges and advantages just because they merely look like people who are supposedly oppressed. Right. And this also explains why the left has the open border policy, why they want all asylum seekers. Don't you feel sorry for them? Because it's that underdogma. Hey, they are morally more right than us, so we should let them in. They should be entitled to our country more than the people who actually are paying to maintain this country. Make it make sense. Right. This is also the philosophy behind DEI. This is what wokeness really is. Right. And I know people that, I don't know what woke is. And wokeism is based on cultural Marxism. Some people don't like that abstraction because they feel like it doesn't capture everything. So I give you a definition that does. Wokeism is pretty much you see everything in the terms of an underdogma. Oh, who's the underdog in the situation? That's who's right. That's who we're going to cater to. That's who we're going to give special treatment to. And like I always say, affirmative action is just racism under new management. And this clip from Elon from the same conversation kind of highlights this point. Let's take a look.
Always be wary of any name that sounds like it could come out of a George Orwell book. Okay? That's never a good sign. And because it sounds like, sure, diversity, equity, inclusion, these all sound like nice words, but what it really means is discrimination on the basis of race, sex, and sexual orientation.
Where's the lie? There's no lies were told in that clip, and he's right. If you want to, hey, we just want to make special considerations for people who have faced discrimination historically. If you look at throughout human history, you can find any group of people can find a period in history where their people were discriminated against. That's part of human nature. But it seems like, this moral relativism, right? Oh, we want to apply these standards for these people because they're black, and we want to apply these standards to people because they're white and Asian. Isn't that discrimination? Isn't that a racial standard? Isn't that a double standard? How is that equal? That's not equality. Equity is impossible, right? The reason why equity is impossible is that even children born to the same parents who share the same DNA, raised by the same two parents, raised in the same households, rules, environment, have different outcomes. So you can't make an equitable situation in people who share the most factors with. How can you equalize everything outside in society? You're chasing a pipe dream here. And I think a lot of, and this is the mindset of a tyrant. Tyrant thinks they're all powerful, all knowing. I forgot what the Thomas Sowell, cosmic justice. They think, it's our duty to make justice to the cosmos, when the cosmos has always told you that, hey, look, this is the reality of the world. Everyone has an opportunity to live, but not everyone is going to live the same way. And these people, these humans, and this is what I'm saying, the arrogance of us, like the arrogance of human nature, to think that we can control things outside our purview, or attempt to control things outside our purview based on our perspective and beliefs, and think, this is the correct path. And then you unknowingly makes things worse. All you have to do is look on War on Poverty and look what it did to the black community. You destroyed the cultural fabric of the African American life in America, incentivize them to be single moms, incentivize them to be in poverty, be comfortable in poverty, and then you claim to be the party that wants to give the same solutions. It makes no sense to me. All right. And then to further validate this point of how Elon exposes this underdogma bias that the political left seems to always have, I have a clip of people who think they work harder than Elon Musk. Now, if you did even a little bit of research about Elon Musk, this man works at least 80 hours a week. What person that's in college is working 80 hours a week? Yeah, you pull some all-nighters here and there, but consistently 80 hours a week? Do you sleep in the library? No, you don't. Like the amount of work ethic that Elon Musk has, and just because he's tweeting all day, like let me ask you something. When you work in your job, right? You working 8 hours. You how hard it is to pull out your phone and hit a little tweet. Look, I gotta go back in between work. How hard is that? But because they see Elon on Twitter all day, which is, it's his job. He is the CEO of Twitter. Oh, he tweets too much. Huh? That's like the YouTube CEO saying, the person saying, oh, YouTube CEO is on YouTube too much. Make it make sense. But I'm done. So let's check out the clip, and then I'll end it off with my final thoughts at the end of the clip. Let's take a look.
You don't think Elon Musk works hard?
No, he's literally a nepo baby. He's like the definition of a nepo baby. So
you actually don't think Elon Musk works hard, running Tesla, having Neuralink, having SpaceX, running Twitter. Now he has Starlink internet.
He spends all his time on Twitter and just tweeting people. So I mean, I really don't.
Do you think you work harder than Elon Musk?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I do.
One thing I will say is probably like 90% of the population works harder than Elon Musk.
What do you do on a day-to-day basis?
What do I do on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah.
I go to class, try to keep my grades up so that I don't have to lose my scholarship, so that I can continue to go to school.
You're convinced 100% that you work harder than Elon Musk?
I mean, obviously, I don't know his personal life. He's like tweeting all the time to a bunch of crap that doesn't matter. And when he's got the billions of dollars to actually make a difference in this world.
See, and you saw the bias. The lady was like, 90% of the population works harder than Elon Musk. Let's look at some stats. What is the average work week for most of the populations? 40 hours, 32 hours, 36 hours, not 80 hours, not 60 hours. Most CEOs work 60 hours. Elon does more than that. And the arrogance of this lady, this woman, right? But is the same thing that I'm hitting at here. Is the underdogma. She thinks, oh, rich people have it easier. Rich people don't have to work as hard as poor people. So it's a given that poor people work harder than Elon Musk. 90% of the population works harder than Elon Musk. Hell, I'm a college kid. I work harder than Elon Musk. You see the arrogance? But when asked for proof, oh, I don't have it. I don't have my PDF to prove that. No, yeah, because you're just making assumptions here. And I think this is what really grounds most of the political left, especially the extreme parts of the political left. I think liberals are still can see sense and reason and understand my argument here. That yes, maybe we're too into our bias and we need to push, counter it a little bit. But the far left, the left wing progressives, they're wholeheartedly adopted this moral standard. And you see it how their support for Palestine, DEI, supposedly climate change, it all falls into this axiom. And I think this Elon Musk kind of hinted and it kind of exposed this bias that I have noticed. But that's just my thoughts. Let me hear yours in the comment section. Do you agree with me? Do you agree that this is what wokeness, this is the axiom of wokeness? Is this what really is the, I guess, political philosophy of the left? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I really would like to hear them. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.